Reflecting on the human condition, I perceive that fear is one of the most primal and persistent emotions that assault you. It manifests in countless forms: fear of poverty, sickness, loneliness, others' criticism, and above all, the fear of death. But I ask you, where does this dread come from that robs you of your present peace and prevents you from acting fully? I argue that fear is not an uncontrollable external force, but a reaction of the soul, often fueled by ignorance about what is truly good and bad, and by the lack of cultivated virtue to serve as an unshakable shield. Let us consider the nature of fear. It is, in essence, the anticipation of a future evil. But how many of these feared evils truly materialize? Most, in my observation, reside only in your imagination, nurtured by conjecture and anxiety. Reason, our noblest faculty, must be employed to discern the probability and the real threat of such evils. It is not wise to fear what is improbable or what is beyond your control. The virtue of courage, for example, does not lie in the absence of fear, but in the ability to act rightly despite it when reason so demands. The pursuit of happiness, or eudaimonia, is the goal of all human life. But, as I have discussed on other occasions, happiness is not a mere fleeting pleasure or the possession of material goods. These are illusions that lead you astray from the true path. Eudaimonia is an activity of the soul in conformity with virtue, a flourishing achieved through the continuous and deliberate exercise of your best qualities. It is an intrinsic good, residing in your own conduct and character, not in external factors that fortune can give or take from you. The fear of poverty, for example, often leads you to accumulate boundless wealth, making you slaves to your possessions rather than their masters. But the virtue of liberality, the golden mean between avarice and prodigality, teaches you to use resources wisely, for your own good and that of the community. The virtuous person knows that true security lies not in the amount of gold they possess, but in their adaptability and integrity, qualities that poverty cannot corrode. And happiness cannot be built on a foundation of fear. If you fear others' criticism, you will forever be held hostage by their opinions, unable to act according to your own conscience. The virtue of intellectual honesty and moral self-sufficiency frees you from this tyranny. What truly matters is acting rightly, according to reason, and not seeking the applause of the crowd. Your actions must be your own, not a reflection of others' expectations. Ignorance about what is truly good for the soul is one of the main sources of fear. If you believe that the greatest evil is physical pain or the loss of possessions, then you will fear such events above all else. But true evil resides in the depravity of the soul, in the practice of vice, in the choice to act irrationally. The virtuous person, even in the face of pain or loss, maintains their dignity and integrity, and this is what truly makes them happy. Virtue is a habit, a second nature acquired through repeated acts. Just as you become courageous by performing acts of courage, you become just by practicing justice, and wise by seeking knowledge. Each time you face a fear with reason and courage, you strengthen your soul. Each time you choose temperance over excess, your spirit becomes more balanced and less susceptible to anxiety. Moderation, the golden mean, is the key to a happy life free from fear. Avoid extremes. Excessive fear paralyzes, but a total absence of caution leads to recklessness. The virtue of courage finds the balance between these two vices. Likewise, temperance and prudence guide you to a state of equilibrium that minimizes the soul's disturbance. Many fear the future because they worry about what they cannot control. But wisdom teaches you to focus your energy on the present, on what is within your power, your actions, your choices, your attitude. The future is, for the most part, the result of your actions now. Act virtuously today, and you will have fewer reasons to fear tomorrow. True happiness is not a gift of luck, but an achievement that requires effort and discipline. It is the flourishing of your own rational nature realized in the practice of virtue. It is not something sought externally, but something built within you, step by step, choice by choice, throughout a life dedicated to excellence. The fear of loneliness at times leads you to seek unsuitable companions or to stray from your own essence. But the virtue of friendship, when cultivated with discernment, is an invaluable good. However, true satisfaction cannot depend exclusively on others. The virtuous person finds their own company and inner peace even when alone, for their soul is their best friend. The virtue of prudence, practical wisdom, is essential for overcoming fear and achieving happiness. It allows you to deliberate correctly about what is good and useful in each situation, to discern the true nature of your fears, and to make the most appropriate decisions for the flourishing of your soul. It is the light of reason guiding your steps. My dear students and enthusiasts of wisdom, if these reflections, which seek to guide you to overcome fear and attain true happiness, resonate in your souls and bring a glimmer of clarity, I ask you, with the fondness of a master, to like this video right now. By doing so, you help bring the light of philosophy to more hearts seeking tranquility, and so that you may continue to receive valuable teachings that will assist you on the path of virtue and eudaimonia. Follow this channel and leave your comment about which truth touched you most. Your participation nourishes the garden of wisdom. Now, let's continue with our theme. Understand that the person who lives for pleasure is enslaved by their appetites and therefore lives in constant anxiety about the pursuit of the next delight and in fear of its absence. Temperance, the virtue of self-control, frees you from this tyranny. It teaches you to enjoy pleasures in moderation without becoming dependent on them, ensuring a deeper and more lasting peace. The fear of physical pain, though natural, should not paralyze you. The virtuous person, should pain come, will bear it with dignity, knowing that it is an experience of the body, not of the soul, and that their virtue remains intact. Acceptance of the inevitable and concentration on what is within your control, your attitude towards pain, are essential for maintaining serenity. True freedom from fear lies in the unshakable conviction that the only thing that can truly harm you is your own choice for vice, irrationality, injustice. No external evil can corrupt a virtuous soul. The real harm is always moral, and that is in your hands to avoid. This understanding dissolves the greatest fears. Lasting happiness is not something that happens to you, but something you create. It is the activity of the soul acting with excellence. Therefore, each day, in each action, in each choice, ask yourselves, am I acting virtuously? Am I using my reason to discern what is good? Am I cultivating the qualities that will lead me to eudaimonia? The fear of failure is a great obstacle to action, but wisdom teaches that failure is not the opposite of success, but part of the path to it. Every mistake is an opportunity for learning, a chance to refine your practice of virtue. Do not fear falling, but rather not getting up, not learning from the fall, and not persevering in the pursuit of excellence. The examined life, one that seeks truth through incessant questioning, is the happiest life and free from unfounded fears. Do not accept ready-made truths. Do not be swayed by baseless opinions. The rational investigation of your beliefs is the path to unmasking the illusions that fuel fear and anxiety. May your life be a testament to the courage to live by reason, to temperance in your desires, to justice in your actions, and to wisdom in your judgments. These virtues are the pillars of a soul free from fear and open to true happiness, eudaimonia. Do not let the shadow of fear deprive you of the light of life. Act with courage, deliberate with prudence, live with temperance, and seek justice in all your relationships. The cultivation of these virtues is what will make you invulnerable to the whims of fortune and the fantasies of the mind. Therefore, my friends, Let philosophy be your constant companion. May it guide you to self-knowledge, to the distinction between what is good and what is bad, and to the cultivation of the virtues that will make you truly free from fear and genuinely happy, achieving the fullness of your human nature.